The Sportsman's Table, brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. By South Carolina, nothing's fresher, nothing's finer.
Folks, joining me as my guest this week is Chef Brad Daniels from Croissant's Bistro and Bakery in downtown Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Brad, listen, you've got a whole lot of stuff here, but I see something over there I love, and that is quail.
We got some nice stuff today.
Well, what do you got going on for us this week?
Well, we've got bourbon pickled cherries.
Okay.
We've got some Manchester Farms quail, nice local South Carolina product.
Right.
We've got Brussels sprouts and farro. We're going to caramelize the Brussels sprouts, a little bacon. We're going to marinate the quail and pickle the cherries. So.
Wow, I can't wait. Let's get started with this one.
All right, Bob, we're going to start with the pickled cherries here. These are just dried cherries,
okay.
Just straight from the grocery store, nothing fancy about them.
Right.
And then the nice stuff, we're going to add a little bourbon.
Woo! Wow.
That's going to reconstitute the cherries. All the cherries are going to soak up that nice bourbon flavor, and you use whatever bourbon you want. Make it taste good.
I'm not worried about reconstituting the cherries. It reconstitutes me. All right.
And this is just a little red wine vinegar.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to do the pickling. We're just going to bring this up to a quick boil and let it sit, and that's all we're going to do for that.
Okay.
And next we're going to do the quick marinade on this quail. It's a real easy marinade. We're going to start with a little bit of honey here.
Woo.
About half a cup of honey.
Oh, yeah.
And about half a cup of olive oil here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some nice fresh thyme, just chopped up.
Okay.
A little salt.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of pepper. We're going to mix all this together. And we're just going to add this marinade. It's just a quick marinade, gives it a little bit of sweetness to it. Let that marinade.
How long is that going to have to sit?
I'd let it go for about an hour or so.
Okay.
You can let it go overnight, but that might be a little bit too much. So about an hour is plenty for this.
Okay.
Well, our next step here is we're going to caramelize the Brussels sprouts. We're just going to start with a little bit of olive oil. We've got a nice hot pan there. You can see it smoking just a little bit.
Yep.
These Brussels sprouts are just cut in half lengthwise so you get a nice space to them.
I got you.
A little salt, pepper. You got to season as you go. You got to make it taste good.
Yeah.
Everything's better with bacon, so
we
got a little bit of bacon here.
Yeah.
We're going to add that in there. And we're going to let this go for just a second. You'll start to get a little bit of color on it, see some nice brown caramelization going on it.
Okay.
And that caramelization gives it a sweetness to the Brussels sprouts so you normally don't have.
I got you.
So it's really good, lots of flavor. And we're going to add the farro. The farro, it's an ancient grain. It takes a while to cook, so you have to plan ahead. But it's a great flavor, great texture. And I think if you find it and start cooking with it, it's something you'll really keep in your pantry.
And that's also grown here in South Carolina?
It is also grown here in South Carolina.
Okay, great.
Now we're just going to add just a touch of butter to that.
There you go.
It's kind of like bacon. Makes it better. Well, next we have the quail here. We're just going to do a quick pan sear on this quail.
Okay.
Start with a little bit of olive oil, but if you have a grill, it's nice outside, by all means, go outside. Put these on the grill. Takes about 3 minutes on each side. Doesn't take very long. And that's why we want to start the Brussels sprouts first, because the quail actually finish before our Brussels sprouts get there.
Well, folks, and if you want to get a copy of Brad's recipe, just log on to our website at bobredfern.com, and you can get the recipe on our Sportsman's Table, or you can go to Facebook. It's facebook.com/BobRedfernTV, and hey, you can even watch us doing this. This is awesome.
And we're just going to sear this off. You'll notice that the honey that's been marinated in this, it's going to get a little bit of caramelization to it. It's going to get a little color, a little sweetness to it. And that sweetness is going to go with the Brussels sprouts, nice with the bacon. So you're going to get the smokiness, the sweetness, the richness, the touch of gaminess from the quail, and all going to come together with our bourbon pickled cherries here.
You got me at the bourbon cherries, okay, but you really got me with the quail, okay? There we go.
Well, I mean, you got bourbon, you got bacon, you got quail. How can you go wrong with all this?
That's it.
Well, here's our finished product. We've already got the Brussels sprouts, the bacon, and the farro on the plate. And we're going to add these nice caramelized quail. See that nice color? That honey helps to do that.
Ooh.
Mahogany color. Can't go wrong with that.
Cherries, bourbon, quail.
Cherries, bourbon, quail. Then we're just going to add some of these pickled cherries on top around here. I love the color of it. It goes well with the rest of it. And the flavor goes, and besides, it has bourbon in it.
There you go. Brad, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you.
Listen, you cook something that's near and dear to my heart. And with that, folks, if you'd like to experience more great food, come on down to Croissant's Bistro and Bakery in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I tell you what, if you want to schedule to come on down and eat with them, log on to their website at croissants.net. And remember, nothing's fresher, nothing's finer until it's certified South Carolina. Log on to their website at certifiedscgrown.com to see for yourself.
If you would like to have this recipe and others featured on this program, visit our website at www.bobredfern.com.